with the U.S. military conversation, and Cabinet has granted unrestricted access to a host of Ghanaian facilities and wide-ranging tax exemptions to the United States military. The agreement will permit the U.S. military to use Ghana as a staging area for the deployment of troops to countries in the SAP region. Defense Minister Dominic Nitiwul, however, explains the presence of these military personnel and their equipment will not make Ghana a hub for terrorist activities. Let's listen to him.
The Americans have not asked for any base. They have not asked to establish any base. They don't have the intention of establishing any base in Ghana. All they are seeking is that give us some facilities and then so that we can also use your runway to take off. It's as simple as that. It's our duty as West Africa or as Africa to fight terrorists. But the American soldiers are busily there fighting. So they are saying that even if it means using the facilities in Ghana to store equipment to be able to go and fight those terrorists, they will do it. It's because of people like APAC and all those who seek to heighten tension when there's none that will draw anybody's attention to Ghana.
So I ask, what do you make of this arrangement? Let's check it on Facebook.
All right, so Walanyo says some people are causing fear and panic. What's wrong with the U.S. military establishing military base in Ghana? Even armed robbers are panicking. In fact, Ghanaians can talk. Oh, no. Maximum Prime says it's politics. They tell you what you wish to hear, and they do what they want. Calvin Bright says, when your top military officers are trained in the U.S. at the expense of the U.S. taxpayer, now they want to bring their troops here. You are talking sovereignty. Sovereignty, my foot. Nat Ofedodu says, I fully support the defense minister because some non-Ghanaians are trying very hard to mischievous with the issues. Example, the great NDC. Anis Mohammed says it will pave way for them to set up a military base here. That will probably call for terrorism. They will pay them a lot of money to take total control here.
By Jeremiah writes, and all of this, the facts and denial, the interests of the nation should be considered first. Public information is necessary here. Just pray and hope that cost-benefit analysis will be given much attention. Those are some comments on Facebook. And also, the latest Afrobarometer has shown that majority of Ghanaians do not believe in the judiciary system to be impartial in delivering justice. The report says 62% of Ghanaians feel they are, rich people are above the law, adding they're always favored during justice delivery. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. I agree that Ghanaians treat those with money better than the poor, because looking at an issue that came about a couple of months ago concerning a Lebanese raping the maid or something like. You see, because this Lebanese is I should say comfortable or has something small, is that the issue was just brushed off and then they didn't get much into detail just because it's okay with money.
Yes, of course, the rich are above the law, and they will always be above the law because, I don't know, the money rules. You understand? And if we in this country, and we know how certain cases are being treated, you understand, when it comes to the poor and the rich, you understand? The rich in Ghana, the rich men in Ghana, or the rich society in Ghana, they are being treated exceptional, unlike the poor. You understand? And for me, well, it shouldn't have been that. But, you know, we live in a cartoon kingdom.
That is not supposed to be the case. But for now, that is what it is. They are not supposed to be above the law. But when you look at our current settings, the rich people are above the law, obviously. Because certain things an ordinary person will do and find himself in a mess. Come on. The rich man will do and we even clap for the person. That's what we have become. So indeed, the rich people are above the law. I can say that. But that's not how we should live as a society.
All right, let's check out what you've been sending on Facebook.
Yeah, what Solomon says, no doubt about the survey. The survey is more than the word correct. The so-called upper class of society commit crimes with impunity because they can buy the system. So for me, there is no rule of law working in Ghana? Sebastian says, yes, because a lot of people in high positions committed bad offenses in this country and they are roaming freely in town. A lot of financial scandals went on in this country and nothing happened to the perpetrators. But least offense the ordinary Ghanaian commits, you find yourself the next day at Insawam. You spell it Esawam. Amano Edward says law enforcement has always been in favor of the rich. It's not a matter of yes or no. It's vivid. Something you see daily, and in our courts, the police stations, and the chief's palaces, and even in land administration. The rich always have their way, while the poor are incarcerated. Isa Abubakar says, but in Ghana, poor people are always marginalized, and the rule of law is for the rich class. We don't have justice for all in Ghana.
And Figo Darling says, I think more than 80% of Ghanaians don't have confidence in our rule of law. It's always favors the so-called big men. And those are some comments. Finally, it's often said that when giving a job offer, it's important to take your time to carefully evaluate the offer so you don't regret later. So here you are making a very strategic decision, either to accept or to reject the offer. What are the key things you will consider before accepting a job offer, and why?
I'll consider the working conditions and then the risk involved in the this thing, the career, the risk involved. So as to whether it will benefit me or it will be okay with me, I'll be comfortable with it.
Of course, we all go in to do job or businesses because of the profit. But to me, I would like to be a solution provider, helping others. That is the most important thing. Then the cash will follow suit.
Money. I have to check the money before I accept the job, because if the salary doesn't fit in my budget, I don't think I will accept the job. Okay. Yes.
Many people like money, but I think
right.
sometimes it's not all about the money. Sometimes you should choose a job that you enjoy doing.
True.
I mean, I think first thing I will look at is, would I enjoy this job? Because you spend almost all your time.
But what if you enjoy the job and yet the money is not good?
I mean, I think that it would be satisfactory when...
Really?
Yes, for me, if you're passionate about a
is
job...
pay the bills, Aisha. Mr. Goodman says, director, so far as I'm hungry and I have no job or any option, why should I consider something? No, I won't, but I will, and be still looking for correct one, right?
Hey, what's it?
Nothing to consider. I'm waiting for Facebook professor. Isaac Survival says salary and payday, because nowadays accountants don't pay and you cry. Salary comes in first or second week of the following month. And Peter comes and go ask NSS personnel why. Isaac says, but you be one of them. So vomit here, make a read some. JMP says this case normally happens to insecure bosses. They just give your salaries till the following month, so you can't leave when you are paid. The company always owes you a month's salary when one is paid. Oh, sir. Chrissy Boateng first says salary because prayer moves mountains, but money moves the earth.
Oh, like seriously? Jakwasu says the terms and conditions of the work, after that the salary and the environment. Yeah, I think to agree with this. And then Gabriel says money, because money brings the stress down. And Godson TV says the salary, because man must eat and give some to God. Very interesting comments.
All right, so the bigger story of the day happens to be the decision by the action taken by the Bank of Ghana against Unibank. And so I am posting I posted that question on Twitter and on Facebook, and it followed comments by Dr. Sedo, Daniel Sedo, who we spoke with earlier, who was suggesting that we probably have to take sanctions, I think exact sanctions against some of the directors of these banks, so that it will serve as a deterrent to others. So I posted that on Facebook, and the comments, I'm getting some pretty
overwhelming
interesting comments. So I asked after Kaput, we now have Unibank. Kaput is Capital UT Bank put together. We now have Unibank. In all three instances, the Bank of Ghana has raised corporate governance issues, with the taxpayer now being asked to take up the tab of 1.6 billion. Do you agree it's about time directors of some of these banks are jailed for their sins? And then I have Chibuzo says, I support you, Papa. And Awal says, yes, that's how it's done in civilized countries. This is a serious financial crime and people need to be investigated and possibly indicted. Nana says they must be dealt with in accordance with the position of the law. And Filey GH also comes in with his comment, says, jailed. They should be executed, cry. Oh, wow. Pinnacle says, long overdue. Che Joseph says, maybe the blame should be squarely laid at the doorstep of the government as well. How many banks in a year? This is not good for our infant economy. And then Kutu someone replies, you say maybe, and continue to make further comments. Yeah, so those are some of the comments that you have. All right.
Okay.
And then I posted the same thing on Facebook, on my Facebook page. And I'm getting equally interesting comments there. Felix Jennings says they are not the only culprits. Staff of BOG monitoring team supposed to ensure it does not get to this point must also serve jail term for negligence of duty. Interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Ahmed says it's serious. I think some of the major problems affecting some banks is capital expenditure and uncontrolled loans, especially to their own workers, directors, and management. Is really not giving any confidence to some of us saving in banks.